Hello! So in this video, I'm going to show you how to install a comma 3 into a 2022 Nissan Leaf. It's pretty similar for the 2020, the 2019, 2018. All the Leafs are pretty similar on how you're going to get this installed, but this is specifically for the 2022s. I can't guarantee it. There's a few nuances here or there. Sometimes the module is located somewhere else, but this is my adventure in installing the comma 3. If you don't know what the comma 3 is, the comma 3 is provided by comma.ai. It's a company that was founded by GeoHot, which infamous hacker, GeoHawk, I guess, good word for him. And it runs a software called Openpilot. And Openpilot basically adds Tesla Autopilot-like functionality to any car that's out there. So there's hundreds of cars that support this hardware and software that allow you to kind of take your level 2, your existing level 2 self-driving, which most cars have, where it'll keep you in your lane, it'll keep your speed up, and it kind of amplifies it to the next level. So it's a very, very cool piece of software, piece of hardware. Everything about this is just so cool. So I bought a Leaf a week ago, and I already have this installed. Actually, I've owned the Leaf 5 days, and I've already put this into it, and it's my first time playing with Comma, first time playing with Openpilot, and I've done a quick little drive just to test it all out to make sure everything's working fine. It works excellent in this car. It's very, very cool. So if you're going to get a comma 3, you just need to basically, I got the 250, you get the 1 terabyte, it ships a little faster, and make sure you get the Leaf harness. So I grabbed the 2020 Leaf harness, which uses this Nissan A harness, and I had no problems with it. Everything just plugged right up perfectly. All the cable lengths were great and fine. Everything just worked. It was awesome. If you are going to go down this path, keep in mind that there is a wiki. I'll put this link in the video description below. So if you do want to do this on your own, you kind of maybe have a different year or a slightly different model Leaf, you can kind of go here and it shows you what you're looking for and kind of where the general location of them are in the Leafs. So if you have a 2022, the one thing you need to make sure you have is Pro Pilot Assist. That's Nissan's level 2 self-driving, where again it's a lane keep and a speed control. And as long as you have that on your Leaf, you can do this. It's not that difficult. So this is the brochure. And so with the 2022s, they made the Pro Pilot Assist standard on the SV Plus and the SL Plus. So if you have an SV or an SL Plus 2022, you're good. There's nothing else you need to worry about. If you have a 2022 SV Plus or SL Plus, you can go buy this and install this. It took me about an hour. Who knows? It shouldn't take you too long. If you have an S or an S Plus, you cannot do it. There's no way you can do it. If you want to buy an S or S Plus, you can't get it. But if you want to buy an SV, if you get an SV Leaf with the tech package, that enables Pro Pilot Assist, and you should be able to do this as well. In my opinion, the SV with tech package is one of the greatest one of the greatest values of electric cars right now. I mean, they start at like 30, which is just ridiculously cheap for what you get. And in my opinion, if I could do it again, I'd buy an SV. I just couldn't find an SV in the color I wanted, so I settled for an SV Plus. So, yeah, if you're interested in doing this, it literally just make sure you have the right car. Make sure you have Pro Pilot Assist. It's a blue button on your steering wheel. It's pretty simple. If you have it or not, you'll know. And then you can just kind of follow this video along and try to... I did my best to kind of break everything down, how I installed everything. But this is my first time ever working with Openpilot. This is my first time ever working with the common devices. So, I mean, I was kind of going in this blind, but it was super easy. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and leave me some comments down below. Alright, this is going to be a, I guess I'm trying to splice all this together into a video. If you're watching this, that means I did it. If not, hey, whatever. So, I recently picked up a Nissan Leaf. Kind of hard to tell that it's a Leaf from inside, but it's a Leaf. It's an EV. And I also recently picked up this comma 3. Today, I'm basically going to try and get all this stuff installed. And, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully everything goes together. This is a 22 Leaf. This hasn't been tested, I don't believe yet, officially. But, it should be the same, right? What changes from year to year? So, should be fun. Alright, so the very, very first thing I need to do is I'm going to get this mounted because this adhesive, they want it to cure for some amount of time. So I might as well get this knocked out first. Additionally, I need to figure out how high I want it because the problem is my head's about here. So like they say high and center, which is about there, but the problem is I won't be able to see it from the mirror, like duck under to look at it. So I'll figure out what works best and then just go from there. I might put it a little bit lower than what it probably should go, but I'll figure it out. So that's where I ended up putting it. It's going to probably be a little bit high, because like I'm going to be riding about here, so I think I'll be able to duck down a little bit to take a peek at it if I need to. But ideally with the whole comma Openpilot, it should just kind of take care of itself more than anything else. But that's about center, about straight. I'm sure it'll work itself out. Alright, so next thing I'm going to go and do is the OBD II to Ethernet power adapter. Now one thing I'm going to try and do, that I don't know if it's going to work or not, is I bought this OBD splitter so that I could have a link light to it, and then this as well. I don't think they'll interfere with each other, but it could always be an option, so that's what I'm going to test it out first like this and see if it works. If it doesn't, this will unfortunately have to go. So I'm just going to pop this on there real quick, and that'll be that. So I'm just showing it, and then once I get the rest of it plugged in, I'll get the Ethernet cable ran across. So next thing, I'll go jump over there to my glove box, and that's where I should have to plug in the CAN adapter. I think is the official name. So I'm about to try and take the glove box out. I believe it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and then there's 5, 6. There might be 8, and if it's more than these 6, I'll be sure to give you a video of it and figure out where those other 2 are, but I think it's just those 6 and the whole glove box should come out. So I took those 6 screws out, and from some preliminary tugging, the seams just want to pop off, which, yeah, that's exactly, yep, just came right off. That was simple enough. So now I gotta find my ADAS module somewhere up in there. I think this is gonna be it right here, actually. Figure it out. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is the light that came off of that. I'll put that back on later. So I checked the online wiki, and yeah, that looks to be the right module. So in the adapter fit, the wire colors are pretty close across. I mean, obviously this is a handmade adapter, it's not gonna be perfect. I'm thinking about adapting this part. I might just actually stick it to the module itself, or that's kind of the next step I'm trying to figure out is where do I want to put this. I might even put it like, I don't know, it's not really good. This is kind of an okay flat spot right here. I don't know, I don't want it to be too far out of the way though, but obviously you don't want it to be stuck somewhere, so I'll figure something out whenever I end up with it. I'll update the video as well. And so also I'm thinking as well for the cables, so since I have the Ethernet and the USB-C, Ethernet, I'm probably going to run it through the tunnel there, and that way it won't come, it'll be just completely inside the dashboard and won't come out, it won't come out and go over anything. And then for the USB-C, I still haven't quite figured that out yet, but I have a very long length. They ship it with a 3-meter cable with the lease, just to be safe. So I have a lot of length to work with on this, so I might actually even do the same thing with that. I might run it through the tunnel with the Ethernet up, just because it doesn't really matter which way how it gets up there, if it goes up passenger side or the driver's side. So I don't know, I'll figure it out. So it's really hard to tell, but there's a little bit of air gap you can see back there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this cat toy, I'm going to use it as a fishing rod. I'm going to fish this through, tie the cable to the other end, and then just slowly pull it through to get the cable down here. This is all pretty open down here for the Ethernet cable to come. And additionally, that's right where the power is. So I'm going to go ahead and feed this fishing rod through, basically. And can you not see it all? Yeah, you can just barely make it out where the tunnel is. I'm going to try to go to. But basically, there's a good hole you can see through, and I'm just going to try and feed the cable through that. So it's very hard to tell what's going on, but that's my fishing rod through. So I'm going to go ahead and tie the cable to this and pull it right on through the dash. So here it is all tied up. I actually just used the twisty ties from the cable itself, and now I'm going to go on the other driver's side and see if I can pull it through. Alright, so I had to fish this out a little bit, but let's see if this worked. It should. Yep, there it goes. Just like that. Easy, easy. So I went ahead and fished it through a little bit further, and now it's down here. So now I'm just going to simply plug it into this. Oh, where's it going? So now that's in there. So now this part is done. Now, whenever I'm done with all this, I'll go ahead and tuck these two back up there. I want to make sure this works in this configuration before I do anything too permanent. So let's go back over that side, get this cable tidied up, and then start running the USB-C cable. I figure I might as well run up the passenger side. That'll be easy to just go right up and then out. So we're gonna do it that way. So we're back on this side of the car again. All I did was just curl this cable back up, and actually, so I don't know if I've showed this yet, but the way I want to mount this is that it actually fits pretty well, just like right there. I just gotta make sure this cable goes over this instead of under it, so it doesn't push too much. So that's probably where I end up mounting this permanently. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna actually go ahead and just plug it in as is before I run the USB-C cable, just to be sure everything works. Like I said, the 2022 configuration hasn't been tested yet, so I'm gonna plug it in. Not gonna mount it, but I'm gonna have it just freely, and I'm gonna get it updated and make sure everything works software-wise, and I can talk to the car, and then I'll run the USB cable and put everything back together. Alright, so I have the short cable plugged into the back with a right angle on the Comma 3 itself. I have the coupler plugged in, and I have the long cable plugged into the CAN bus box. So I'm going to plug these in together, and I turn on the car, and it should just turn on. I guess we'll figure that out. I don't know if it'll turn on beforehand or what, but so that's plugged in. Actually, there it goes. Yeah, it's powering on right now, so fucking might as well turn the car on. I don't have my keys. I'm gonna grab my keys while this power's on. Alright, so the boot logo just turned off, so let's go ahead and get this turned back on and see what this does. Let's see. I'm gonna connect my Wi-Fi. I'll be right back. Alright, so you do custom software, continue, and then I don't remember the URL. I'm gonna look it up and then jump back to it. Alright, so the URL is simple openpilot.com.ai. Let's go ahead and start, and I think it's going to go ahead and download everything, install everything. This will take some time, and I know once it's back up, there's a few other options you got to go in there to make it work with Nissan, so whenever this is all set up, no way that was that fast. Once this is all set up, I'll be back, and we'll go through some more settings and make sure we get everything. Well, I think actually that might have actually been what we just saw was actually it. Whoa, was it screen tearing? Shows on my camera, okay. Is this training for me or for the car, I wonder? Of course. Oh, those are check boxes. Tap driving path to continue. Oh. So lead car indicator is a triangle on the lead car. Tap the lead car. Not working. There it goes. So yeah, that's right. I think for the Nissans, you just hit set. That's the enable button. Oh, tap set in the image. Tap the driver. Tap the alert. Sure. Give him all my data. The upper left corner of the display. I hope I can change that. Change the cable, check if it's safe. It's your job. I'm probably gonna turn to see if you want to check your turn. Okay, so it does do lane change. I wasn't sure about that. That's very interesting. Pressing either pedal. Tap the light. Brake or gas. Not yet on this one, from what I understand. Well, those parts. I actually can't believe how quickly that installed. That's weird. Why did it just go blue like that? There we go. So, enable community features and settings. Let's go ahead and hit that up. Settings. Where would it be? Software, maybe? Nope. Enable community features. Dog, you working? There it goes. So, I guess, is that it? Just vehicle online, connect online. I remember reading this about if you ever have an issue with it, just restart the thing, so I might do that real quick. Let's try rebooting it and see if that clears it out. See my face over there. So I wonder if will this thing actually stay on all the time? Because again, since it's powered through the OBD II port, which technically has a 12-volt signal at all times. Because that's one thing I was wondering about, is every time I turn my car on and off, if this thing would power on and off with it. If this thing stays on all the time, that'd be even cooler than what I could even imagine. But yeah, so again, once I'm done here with this setup, I guess just make sure that it recognizes a car. Again, gotta let that cure for some time before I can actually use it. So I'll probably, it says 48 hours. I should probably wait 48 hours. But 48 hours is so far. I got all my fun stuff now. I want to play with it now. That's right. After this, I'll run the cable. So, pair your device. That didn't give me that option. Turn off stock LKAS. Lane keep assist. Is that this button? No. Let's just go dig through. Actually, I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to pick up just in case I'm wasting my time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn driver assistance, lane keep, lane departure warning off, lane departure prevention off. Did that do anything? Still mad. I don't know how to test if this is working. I don't know what this means. I'm going to look up this error message. Alright, so I'm rebooting it, and I got a bunch of malfunction errors, which is good. That means that I am plugged in the right module that is correctly disabling everything when the Panda relay shuts off. So, we're making progress. I think I'm just going to keep rebooting it and changing settings until it works. But so far, I've just rebooted it after doing those other settings. So, let's see if that does anything. Alright, so rebooted the Openpilot, rebooted the car, still getting the same stock LKS turned on. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go disable all the driver assistance. That might be what it needs. Let's turn that off. Actually, that was exactly it. So the second I turn steering assist off, it now says calibration in progress. So if you have this, let's see what happens if I turn this back on though. Okay, so yeah, that seems to not have changed anything. So I guess whenever it said stock LKAS, I guess it just meant the steering assist? Okay, well. So that seems to have done it. Okay, I'm not going to cheat them out. I'm definitely going to cheat them out. Alright, so now that I'm pretty sure everything's working, I'm going to go ahead and attach this to where I talked about. Make sure the wires are coming over this. I don't know, it's really tight right here. It fits perfectly, but again, there's this big wire over here that's in the way. That's really the problem. I don't know if my camera will pick it up. No, not really. This is the problem, is that the wires bump right into it, so I don't know. I'll maybe find somewhere else for it, like maybe this piece, do the same thing I was going to do over there, just put it on this one. I'll have to extend my cable a little bit, but I got plenty of slack, so that might be what I end up doing, is swinging this piece over. Let me actually get rid of this. It's kind of in the way for now. Yes, I might do it like that. Just put it on the back side of that. Yeah, that looks a lot better, actually. I'm going to do that. Alright, so it's getting a little dark, but that's what I ended up doing. That actually ended up working out pretty well. So that's there. So then this is where our jumper is coming in and out. So this wire is now going there. I looped it underneath here just to give it more space. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is take the USB-C cable, going to come out, go down, pop out around here, run up the weather strip. I guess I'll run all the way up to here, start tucking under there, go over, and we'll go from there. Actually, I'm going to start from this side, because I know I'm going to have a bunch of spare cable, and I want to have all that spare cable down here. So I'm actually going to start up there, because I told you I was going to cheat them out, but not for long. I just want to see with this cable is that I'm going to try to get this piece off and see if I can fit all of this cable up in here and have the jumper point in there. That'd be the easiest thing to do, and probably the cleanest. So I'm going to figure that out too real quick. So I couldn't figure out how to get this piece off, so I did it in the same person, just yanked on it, and thankfully it's going to be just these clips. So it does just, I pulled from the back here, just pulled straight down, and it just popped right off, so it wasn't too bad. So what I'm going to do, it's kind of hard to show, I started kind of running this cable, so for all this, you just pull this down a little bit, it gives you enough room to just tuck that cable right in, this is no problem. I'm going to end up putting it on this side, because there already is an exit hole right there, and that means that on this plate, basically it's going to come out with the coupler, it's going to come out on this side, and it fits actually pretty well to have both the coupler coming through with the USB-C. There's a bit of a gap here where there's nothing, already here. So we can have the USB-C cable here coming out the back alongside with this cable. So it's actually going to come out pretty cleanly installed, I think. So I'm going to keep running this cable down, and like I said, I'm basically just going to tuck it underneath here, and then come to here, tuck it here, and then go down the weather strip. Alright, so I'm going ahead and finish that out. And like I said, just tucking it in here is pretty easy. It got a little tight around this piece here. It's kind of hard to get it in, but once you got it in, it kind of snuck in pretty easily. This whole trim sticks out a bit more than what I like. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera. Yeah, it kind of does. I'll get some better pictures maybe at some other time, but basically this, it kind of sticks out a bit more than I'd like. I probably need to try to get behind here, but you see this big airbag warning? ripping on this panel, not a good idea. You don't want to trigger an airbag by accident. So for now, I just have it tucked in here. Once you get down to about here, this whole trim piece will just pop right off. It comes off pretty easily. And there's a good gap back there where this actually maintains a pretty good seal all the way down. Where it comes in down here. Actually, no, I tucked it behind here too, so that cable, this is the next time you see the cable is right here. So this is going down all the way up here, around, up, over to here. So now what I'm going to do is, again, going to take this. This is how much extra cable I had, a good bit. This is a mess. Take this extra cable, tidy it up, plug it in, and then we'll try everything again. Make sure everything works before we button it up for good. So, I know it's going to be rough with the flash on, but basically that's all I've done is gone ahead and tidy these cables up, tuck them back here. I don't remember how far the glove box goes back, but I want to make sure these are completely out of the way. Because I'm pretty sure all this is just framing. I'm pretty sure the glove box just attaches, you know, to these screws and up there, and so I'm going to get this back on. But like I said, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and plug everything on up there and test that everything still works fine. Cool, so there we have it. It's been, I guess let's turn the car on and just find out. So I started this project at about 5:15, 5:20-ish. Let's see what time it is. It can't be much later than that. 66. It took me about an hour to get this installed. So again, we have it coming. Our power adapter is being split here. I haven't tested to see if that still works with this plugged in. So we have that coming up, going under here to our harness, which is connected to the ADAS module, which then runs the USB-C cable up and through. And like I said, this is where our jumper is going to be, our connector, which is going to be actually really nice when we put that trim piece back on. This is still going to be a little bit too long, but I'll probably find a way to tuck that or something. But yeah, that was very simple to get Openpilot installed in a 22 Nissan Leaf. And like I said, I'll make sure I'm going to go calibrate it just for the fun of it and see if everything works well or what, and then we'll see. If this is the end of the video, no, it's not the end of the video. We're going to keep going with this. Alright, so one problem I ran into is that the glove box, when it goes up, it tries to fit in right here. So what this is causing an issue. What I'm going to do is I'm take this USB-C wire out and route it back here behind this to get it out of the way. So I've gone ahead and, like I said, ran the USB-C cable back here. You can kind of see it right there. And I also went ahead and tucked my spare Ethernet cable in there. Keep this connection really short and tight, and hopefully allow it to slide in no problem right there. So there you have it. I mean, everything went back together pretty nicely. Obviously all that went back together. You can't tell anything's there. Like I said, if you look very close, you can see there's a bit of a gap there. You can actually see the cable popping through in the upper right there, but that's super not noticeable unless you're looking for it. My OBD II devices tucked together pretty nicely under there. I still haven't gotten a chance to test if they work together. And actually, I'll test that right after this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and just get this calibration and see how that goes. So that was it. Like I said, it took me about an hour. I'm pretty sure this video is maybe like 10-15 minutes. It's pretty quick. I kind of shortened a lot of things. There's a lot of troubleshooting I did out on the outside, didn't do anything. Also, I'm really quiet right now. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, it all worked. Like I said, I have an LED Link 2 on that OBD II splitter. It worked just fine. So I can get full Leaf Pro diagnostics and the Openpilot just work together, which is pretty cool. I drove it around, tested it for a little bit. It worked great. Again, I can't believe how simple that was for how just like incredibly beta and like starting ground this is. This is such a cool project, and I'm really, really excited to see where Openpilot goes. I've known about Openpilot for a few years, but never had a car that supported it. I didn't want to go buy a car that supported it, but I finally bought a car that supported it. I was like, why not? Let's just try it, and they're doing an amazing job. Openpilot team, you guys are doing great. Thank you so much, and I hope that I can help fix some things. I know there's a few bugs with the Nissan stuff, so I'm hoping maybe I'll teach myself how to dev a little bit and help fix some of those issues. Because it'd be awesome. Because again, it's open source, so when the community works on it, the project gets better. So thank you so much for watching my video. Like I said, thank you so much to Openpilot team. You guys are making a great product, and I hope you guys keep it up. And yeah, thank you so much. If you have any questions about, if you're having issues or anything, feel free to add a comment down below, and I'll try to help you out to get this sorted out. But yeah. Thank you so much.